You know, that exact feeling. You step out your front door on a spring morning, and maybe it's like a Tuesday in late April.
Oh, yeah, and you can practically see your breath in the crisp air. It is just absolutely freezing.
Right. So you completely panic. You reach into the back of your closet. You grab your heaviest, most like insulated winter puffer coat. You wrap a thick wool scarf around your neck and you head out.
It's pure survival mode at that point.
Exactly. But then, 2 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around. The sun is suddenly just beating down. You are trapped in the sunlit meeting room, or maybe you're running errands across town.
And you are absolutely sweltering.
Yes, you're sweating, you're lugging this massive heavy coat over one arm, and you just feel entirely defeated by the weather.
It is the universal frustration of the transitional season, right? We dress for the reality of 8 in the morning, and we end up paying a very uncomfortable physical price for it by 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It really is. It is basically binary thinking applied to a dynamic environment. We treat our clothing like an on-off switch,
Mm.
like either we are in deep winter mode or high summer mode.
And today, we are fixing that exact problem. We are taking a deep dive into the absolute best 2026 style strategies for spring transitions.
Yes, which is so needed right now.
Totally. We're pulling together the most vital insights from this really comprehensive 2026 style guide. It's titled Transitions: How to Layer Your Clothes for Spring.
And it is packed with such good information.
It really is. Our mission for this deep dive is to give you, the listener, a shortcut to being well informed on these 2026 fashion trends. We want to help you look effortlessly stylish and stay perfectly comfortable.
And crucially, do it without staring into a chaotic, messy closet every single morning feeling completely overwhelmed.
Right. Nobody wants to start their day like that.
No, definitely not. Which is why mastering this is an incredibly valuable skill. Because layering, when you really look at the mechanics of it, is actually a masterclass in proportion and adaptability.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just about, randomly throwing clothes on top of each other until you feel warm. It is a highly strategic approach to dressing.
Okay, let's unpack this because I feel like this is where most people get it wrong right out of the gate. Before we even talk about jackets or scarves, we have to start at the foundation.
You can't build a great house on a shaky foundation.
Exactly. And you can't build a great layered outfit on the wrong base. I kind of think about the base layer like the drywall of a house.
The drywall, okay, I like where this is going.
Yeah, like nobody necessarily stares at the drywall, right? But if it's lumpy or uneven, the whole room just looks terrible. A fitted base layer is your fashion drywall.
What's fascinating here is that it's not just about how it looks, but how it physically functions. The space between your skin and your first layer of clothing is your personal microclimate.
Oh, microclimate. That sounds very technical.
It is, actually. The heavy winter fabrics we rely on in January, think thick wools, heavy synthetic fleeces, dense insulation, they are designed with one primary mechanical goal.
Which is to trap heat, right?
Precisely. They stop the air in that microclimate from escaping. So you wear those on a dynamic spring day. You are essentially creating a sealed greenhouse directly against your skin.
Yikes. Which is fine at 8 in the morning, but a total disaster at 2 in the afternoon.
Exactly. Your body naturally wants to cool itself down as the ambient temperature rises, which it does by sweating. But if you're wearing a synthetic winter thermal, that moisture has nowhere to go.
Ugh, the worst feeling.
It just pools against your skin.
Mm.
This is why the absolute necessity for a spring base layer is breathable fabric. We need materials that actively regulate that microclimate rather than just hoarding all the heat.
Right. So the guide mentions specific base options for this, right? Like classic cotton t-shirts, lightweight tank tops, ribbed long sleeve tops, linen shirts, and neutral bodysuits.
Yes, cotton and linen are really the superstars here.
But how exactly are they doing that mechanical work? What makes a basic linen shirt act like a smart thermostat?
It all comes down to the microscopic structure of the fibers. Cotton and linen are highly porous, natural materials. They allow for maximum air circulation.
Okay, so they physically let the air move through.
Right. When you sweat, even just a tiny bit as the sun comes out, these fabrics pull that moisture away from your skin and spread it across the surface of the garment.
Oh, gotcha.
This allows the moisture to evaporate into the air. And evaporation is an endothermic reaction. It actually pulls heat away from your body.
Uh-huh.
So you're functionally allowing your body's natural cooling mechanism to just do its job unimpeded.
Wow, an endothermic reaction. That makes total sense. You aren't just wearing a lighter fabric, you're wearing a fabric that actively facilitates cooling.
Exactly. It's working with your body, not against it.
And aesthetically, the guide points out that the color palette right now relies heavily on neutrals for these foundations. Crisp whites, soft beiges, deep blacks, and very soft pastels.
Yes, they give you a perfect blank canvas to build on.
But there is a very strict rule for this base layer mentioned in the source. It absolutely must be fitted. Why is a baggy t-shirt such a huge liability here?
It's all about structural integrity. If your foundational layer is baggy or loose, you have all this excess fabric floating around,
Like lumpy drywall.
exactly like lumpy drywall. The moment you add a mid-layer, like a sweater or a jacket, that excess fabric has nowhere to go. It bunches up under the arms, it folds awkwardly across the chest.
And it ruins the silhouette entirely.
It really does. You end up looking wider and bulkier than you actually are. A fitted base ensures that as you add the necessary volume of the outer layers, the structural integrity of the outfit remains intact.
So the fitted base is the anchor that holds the shape.
Exactly. The base works silently in the background, keeping us from sweating and holding our shape together.
But nobody really invites you over to look at their drywall or their smart thermostat. They want you to see the furniture, the architecture.
The visible elements.
Exactly. That brings us to section 2. The mid layers and the outer layers. This is where we transition from the invisible layer to the visible statement. It's how we actually give the outfit personality and protect against the elements.
This is where the aesthetic value of layering really takes center stage. A well-constructed layered outfit has dimension and depth.
Yeah, instead of just being one giant blob.
Exactly. When you rely on one single heavy winter coat, your outfit is essentially just, well, the coat. But a mid-layer introduces texture, structure, and visual intrigue.
And the mid-layer options dominating the 2026 style conversation are fantastic. The guide notes that denim jackets are one of the biggest spring fashion trends right now as a structural mid-layer.
Oh, denim jackets are absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, we're also seeing oversized button-up shirts worn completely open over those fitted tees we just talked about, plus soft knit cardigans, lightweight sweaters, shackets, and knit vests.
Those pieces act as a thermal bridge, giving you just enough warmth while adding a ton of character. The denim jacket specifically is a perfect example of how to build structure.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, a classic cropped denim jacket over a fitted white t-shirt creates a very clean, defined line at the waist. In fact, there is a massive European-inspired trend this spring that relies entirely on this geometry.
The guide mentioned that. It's combining that white t-shirt, a cropped denim jacket, and wide-leg trousers, right?
Yes, that exact combination.
Okay, I have to jump in here because I have always struggled with wide-leg trousers. On paper, it sounds incredibly chic.
But in practice,
In practice, don't wide-leg pants just swallow your shoes, overwhelm your lower half, and make you look significantly shorter? How does someone actually pull that off without looking like they're wearing pajamas?
that is exactly why the cropped denim jacket is the essential counterweight in that specific look. It's an optical illusion based entirely on proportions.
An optical illusion.
Yes. If you wear wide-leg trousers with a long, baggy sweater, yes, you will look like a rectangle. It's too much unstructured volume.
Right, you just get lost in all that fabric.
But the cropped jacket establishes a high, clearly defined waistline. It visually shortens the torso and elongates the legs. So the wide trousers are providing this beautiful, flowing volume and movement at the bottom, but the top half is structured and cropped.
Ah, so you need that sharp, structured line at the waist to give the flowing pants context.
Exactly. It is a highly engineered silhouette that looks completely effortless, precisely because the math of the proportions is perfectly balanced.
That's brilliant. It's not just throwing trendy pieces together, it's geometry. Which brings us to the outer layers, the shield against the elements, basically.
Yes, the protection and completion phase.
Right. This is what handles the wind and those sudden, totally unpredictable spring rain showers. We're talking trench coats, lightweight blazers, utility jackets, bomber jackets, and crop coats.
And neutral colors really coordinate best here to tie everything together.
The trench coat, obviously, is the reigning champion of versatility here, according to the source.
Oh, the trench coat is a masterpiece of functional design.
Yeah.
Originally created for military officers, it is inherently water-resistant and wind-blocking.
It's practically indestructible.
Pretty much.
Mm.
But stylistically, it does something very unique. It acts as a unifying frame. You can be wearing the most relaxed, casual outfit underneath, like a plain t-shirt and vintage jeans.
Yeah, it's super laid back.
But the moment you slip into a tailored, neutral trench coat, The entire look becomes deliberate and polished. It just pulls everything together instantly.
I track with the trench coat. That is a timeless, unbeatable classic. But I am looking at some of these other outer layer styling trends from the guide, and I have to push back on one specifically.
Oh, which one?
The source zeroes in on this specific streetwear tip right now, advocating for layering a slouchy hoodie directly underneath a structured, tailored blazer.
Ah, yes. The hoodie and blazer combo.
Wait, a hoodie under a blazer? Doesn't that just sound like two completely different dress codes colliding at high speed?
It definitely sounds completely counterintuitive.
Right. You have lounging on the couch wear sitting right underneath boardroom meeting wear. How does someone pull that off without looking like they literally got dressed in the dark?
It almost sounds like a fashion paradox, I know. But when we analyze why this look has gained so much traction, it works precisely because of that tension. It is a masterclass in calculated contrast.
Calculated contrast, meaning they know the rules and are deliberately breaking them to make a point.
Exactly. Think about what a blazer represents. Formality, rigidity, sharp lines, padded shoulders. It commands authority, but it can feel very stiff.
Yay, very corporate.
Now think about a hoodie. It represents ultimate comfort, softness, slouch, and leisure. When you put them together, the soft, relaxed nature of the hoodie breaks down the rigid formality of the blazer. It makes the blazer approachable.
Okay, I'm starting to see it.
And inversely, the sharp, tailored shoulders of the blazer elevate the casual nature of the hoodie, making it look intentional rather than just lazy.
That's fascinating.
Furthermore, the lapels of the blazer actually frame the hood perfectly, creating a very strong visual line around the neck. It tells the world that you are sophisticated enough to understand tailoring, but confident enough to prioritize your own comfort.
Okay, framing the hood with the lapels. I can actually visualize that. It's the contrast that makes it intentional. But here's where it gets really interesting. Mixing all these wildly different pieces, like a utility jacket over a delicate linen shirt or a hoodie under a wool blazer, if you don't understand the mechanics of the fabrics themselves, aren't you just going to end up looking like a walking laundry pile?
That is exactly where most people accidentally destroy their silhouette. Having all the right layers is entirely useless if you combine incompatible materials.
Yeah, the combo is everything.
You really have to consider how fabrics behave when they interact. The ideal fabrics for spring layering, cotton, linen, lightweight denim, jersey knit, and rayon blends, they all share one critical characteristic.
It is movement. I love that concept for clothing. It means you aren't walking around like a stiff robot.
Exactly. If you layer a heavy, stiff canvas jacket over a thick, stiff wool sweater, you literally lose your range of motion. You can't even bend your elbows.
You create an exoskeleton rather than an outfit.
Precisely. You have to avoid overly insulated thick wool and rigid fabrics. You want materials that drape, that shift as you walk, that allow the layers to slide smoothly over one another rather than catching and bunching.
And once we've nailed the fabrics with movement, we have to talk about color. Because the 2026 spring palette outlined in the guide is fascinating.
It really is a beautiful shift from previous years.
We are moving away from the stark, high-contrast colors and really leaning into soft pinks, sage greens, creams, sky blues, beiges, and lavenders. Why are these specific softened colors dominating right now?
It is largely a psychological shift. After months of wearing dark, heavy, visually dense winter clothing like blacks, charcoals, heavy navies, there is a collective craving for visual lightness.
Oh, that makes sense. We're just tired of the dark.
Right. These softer tones reflect more ambient light. They literally look lighter to the human eye, which aesthetically mimics the feeling of spring.
It sounds like a beautifully curated garden. But here is the trend that really catches my eye from the source. Monochromatic outfits. Wearing different tones and shades of the exact same color for a sleek look.
A very sophisticated approach, if done right.
Right, if done right. So say a sky blue t-shirt under a slightly darker blue denim jacket paired with navy trousers. But I always worry with this trend, how do you pull off a head-to-toe blue outfit without looking like a giant blueberry?
Or like you're wearing a mechanic's uniform.
Yes, exactly. It feels risky.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the secret to monochromatic dressing isn't the color at all. It is the texture.
The texture, not the shade.
Right. If you wear an outfit where every piece is the exact same shade of blue and every piece is made of the exact same smooth cotton, light bounces off the entire outfit uniformly. It creates a flat, two-dimensional shape.
Right. There's absolutely no depth. It just looks like a jumpsuit.
But if you take that same color palette and play with texture, everything changes. Imagine a smooth sky blue cotton tee layered under a rougher, textured light blue denim jacket, paired with deep navy slub linen trousers.
Okay, I can picture that.
Even though the colors are in the same family, the rough denim catches the light differently than the smooth cotton, creating microscopic shadows and highlights. The linen adds another layer of visual friction.
Ah, so the texture creates 3D depth.
Exactly. It is what makes neutral or monochromatic outfits visually captivating without ever having to rely on the overuse of bright colors or obnoxious patterns.
Texture creates the shadows. That is such a great way to think about it. But even if you master the texture and the colors, there is one fatal error the guide warns about that will ruin an outfit instantly.
And it's the biggest mistake people make when they start layering.
Yes, ignoring the math of proportions. The golden rule here from the source is, if one layer is oversized, keep another fitted. I look at this exactly like a seesaw on a playground.
The seesaw analogy is perfect for understanding visual weight.
Right. If you put a massive, heavy, oversized sweater on your top half and massive, oversized, wide-leg cargo pants on your bottom half, the seesaw is broken. There is no
The
balance.
whole thing crashes down.
Exactly, and you just look shapeless and swallowed by your clothes. You need the fitted piece on one side of the seesaw to balance out the oversized piece on the other.
It is a mathematical equation of volume. The fitted layer maintains the structure and the anatomical shape of your body, ensuring you don't get lost in the fabric.
Right, it anchors you.
And the oversized layer provides the comfort, the visual interest, and the drape. Wearing too many bulky layers at once destroys that balance completely.
Which is exactly why we need to actually put these pieces together and practice. We've talked about the theory, the microclimates, the textures, the seesaw of proportion.
Now for the application.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Let's translate this directly into your daily life for the week ahead. We're going to map out 4 specific outfit recipes straight from the 2026 guide.
Let's start with the casual, everyday look.
Oh.
This is your weekend foundation.
Okay, break it down.
You take a white cotton t-shirt as the breathable base, add a light wash denim jacket for the structural mid-layer, relaxed fit jeans, and crisp white sneakers.
It's foolproof. Perfect for running errands, walking the dog, or grabbing coffee.
It is highly functional. It utilizes the cotton base to manage your microclimate, while the denim provides just enough structure and movement.
Okay, but what if we need to elevate it for work? Let's look at the office-friendly outfit recipe.
This one swaps the casual cotton for tailored pieces.
Right. You start with a neutral, breathable blouse. You layer a lightweight, unstructured blazer over it as your outer piece, and pair it with tailored trousers and classic loafers.
What makes that office look so successful is the adaptability. Professional environments are notorious for unpredictable heating and cooling.
Oh, absolutely. One room is freezing, the next is an oven.
Exactly. So you have a polished, structural outer layer with the blazer, but because the foundation is a breathable blouse, you can easily shed the jacket during a stressful meeting without compromising the professionalism of the outfit.
You're never trapped. Next up is the weekend brunch style. We start with a ribbed tank top for the base. There's that fitted anchor again.
Essential for the seesaw effect.
Yes. We add an oversized, chunky cardigan for that textured mid-layer, wide leg pants for movement, and keep the jewelry minimal.
Notice the seesaw in action there. The tank top is tightly fitted to the body. That is the anchor that allows you to play with the oversized, flowing volume of the cardigan and the wide leg pants without losing your silhouette entirely.
Perfect. And finally, the streetwear-inspired outfit we debated earlier. The slouchy hoodie, the structured bomber jacket layered over it, cargo pants, and chunky sneakers.
It is supremely comfortable, but the bomber jacket frames the hoodie and gives it that intentional finished edge.
And to top all of these off, the guide emphasizes keeping accessories simple. You want things that complement rather than compete.
Right? Like lightweight scarves, classic sunglasses, a sleek crossbody bag, or maybe a minimalist baseball cap.
You definitely don't want a massive, heavy leather tote bag crushing the delicate layers you've just carefully built.
And there is a much larger, very important implication to all of this careful planning. When we step back and look at the philosophy of building a wardrobe this way, we're actually looking directly at sustainability.
Oh, this is such an important point.
By focusing your purchases on versatile, high-quality pieces that can be styled in dozens of different combinations, those neutral breathable basics, a fantastic trench coat, timeless denim, You are actively rebelling against the cycle of fast fashion.
Yes. You aren't just buying a trendy neon green synthetic shirt that you can only wear to one highly specific event and then it just sits in the back of your closet for 3 years before ending up in a landfill.
Exactly. It reduces waste significantly.
By investing in durable, multi-purpose staples, you are dramatically lowering your cost per wear. You save a ton of money over time, you drastically reduce your textile waste, and you still get to create fresh, dynamic outfits season after season. Layering is inherently anti-fast fashion because it demands that your clothes work synergistically.
It shifts your mindset from rapid consumption to strategic curation. When your clothes work together as an interconnected system, you actually need far fewer items in your closet to create a much wider variety of looks.
It's an incredibly empowering way to approach your personal style.
It really is.
Okay, let's do a quick, energetic recap of everything we've covered. To master the art of spring layering in 2026, you start by managing your microclimate with breathable, fit-in bases like cotton and linen. Build that smart home foundation.
No more personal greenhouses.
Exactly. Then you add textured mid-layers like denim or cardigans to introduce dimension and shadows. You top it off with functional outerwear like a classic trench or a smartly tailored blazer to protect against the wind.
And don't forget the combos.
Right. You mix your textures to keep monochromatic looks interesting, and you absolutely always balance your proportions. Keep the seesaw level.
All of which guarantees you are physically comfortable and aesthetically sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to leave you with a final thought that extends slightly beyond the mechanics we've discussed today.
Oh, what's that?
We've focused heavily on how layering physically adapts you to unpredictable weather based on the source material. But I want you to consider the psychological impact of this process.
It's a psychological impact.
Yes, if changing your physical layers throughout the day adapts you to the external environment, how does the physical act of shedding a structured, formal blazer or pulling on a soft, cozy cardigan subtly shift your internal psychological state?
Oh, wow. That's really interesting, like changing your armor.
Precisely. How does shedding that tailored jacket alter your persona as you move from a stressful, rigid morning commute to a relaxed, sun-drenched afternoon? The act of removing a layer isn't just about cooling down physically.
It's like a signal to your brain.
Exactly. It can act as a physical cue to your brain to release tension. Does the physical act of layering actually help you mentally transition between the different, often conflicting phases of your modern day?
That is a fascinating way to look at it. The clothes aren't just changing your body temperature, they are actively helping you shift your mindset.
It's an incredibly powerful tool when you think about it that way.
So tomorrow, when you step out that front door into the freezing morning air, remember that you aren't just frantically dressing for the cold. You are building a versatile, strategic toolkit for your entire day.
A toolkit for your body and your mind.
Yes. So when that 2 o'clock sun hits, you are ready to shed a layer, catch the breeze, shift your mindset, and stay perfectly comfortable. Look at your closet with fresh eyes, have fun experimenting with those textures, and most importantly, stay curious.